So, yeah, you can already tell what's happening from the title of the video. So, my brother is back on the streets, a free man. He's gonna cause. In fact, he's already caused havoc, like he usually does. So, if you've been following my videos for a while now, you would know that my brother, he's basically a terrorist. And I don't use that word lightly because he has actually caused the deaths of, like, I think, not including the videos I've made on him, he's caused the deaths of hundreds. He's killed a lot of people. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He has fucking brutally murdered a lot of people, and I'm shocked that he didn't get locked up sooner, considering in my family he has a known reputation for just being not only a psychopath but just being a savage. Like, he just whatever. In my first video about him, I told you about how he poured a bunch of beer into children, not even just regular children's IV bags. Children with cancer, he poured beer into dying children's IV bags because he thought it would cure cancer. Okay, so then he burned down the psych ward he was admitted to, and we all thought he was dead. And honestly, that was the most peaceful time of my life when I thought he was dead. Like, I knew he wasn't causing chaos. I knew he wasn't, like, doing some psycho shit out in the world. He was just doing some... He was dead. He was dead. Nothing could stop him. Actually, no. Everything was stopping him because he was dead. He was dead. Alright? But then, plot twist, he was alive, he escaped the fire, and he broke into my house. And then I tied him up. I locked him up because I wanted to try and get the police. But then he managed to escape, right? So, this is the point where we're at. For the past couple, like, months, I've just thought, like, oh, okay, like, he's out on the streets somewhere, he's causing havoc. I've had sleepless nights because I can't figure out what he's gonna do next. And as it turns out, I was a part of what he did next. So let me tell you about that. Let me tell you about how his most recent thing, the recent bullshit he's done. Okay. So it was a regular Saturday, right? Me and my partner, we were planning on going on a date. And you might be thinking, okay, well, date is the wrong word. It wasn't really a date. We were both just tired, and we didn't want to cook, so we just went to Panera, right? So we both got mac and cheese, because that's, like, the only good thing on that goddamn menu. I don't want to have soup, bread, sandwiches, whatever the fuck. I want that goddamn mac and cheese. And we were sitting there, and we were just having the mac and cheese. And my partner looked at their phone, and they said, oh, there was a bombing down on some street that we live near, right? Now, you might be thinking that was my brother because of the title of the video, and that's something that he would do. And I will admit, that is something he would do. He would do a bombing. He would definitely bomb something because he is a psychopath, a murderer, and he needs to be locked up. I don't know how many times I have to fucking reiterate this. He needs to be locked up. I don't know. Or dead. You know what? Actually, I think that would be better if he was just dead, because he can somehow escape every place he's been. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. You would think it's my brother, but no, it was just a terrorist attack, which tends to happen sometimes in my town. It's an occasional thing. It's not like it's not normal. Like, I wouldn't want to say it's a normal thing, but it's definitely one of those things where, like, it happens enough to where it's like you don't make a big deal out of it after, like, the 10th time it's happened. Okay, so we kept eating, right? But all of a sudden, we heard tons of police sirens in the distance, and we thought it was just the terrorist attack that we saw about on the news. So we just kept on eating. But the more I ate, the more I realized and thought about it, and I was just like, wait a minute. If the terrorist attack happened across town, then how would it be here? How would it be here if that's where the terrorist attack happened? So I kept on thinking, right? And I was just like, huh, that doesn't make any sense. Then all of a sudden, a car came crashing through the Panera. Like right in the front, a big hole just came right through it. And I passed out, right? Now you might be asking why I passed out. Well, because the fucking car hit me, okay? The car hit me. That's why I passed out, okay? So then, I was kind of in a daze, and all of a sudden, I was in the back of the Panera, right? I was just in some random back room that I had. I didn't have any idea where I was, and as I was waking up more, I was hearing all kinds of sounds. I was hearing gunshots. I was hearing screaming. I was hearing all kinds of things. And then I opened my eyes slightly, right, to see my brother right in my face, and he starts yelling at me to wake up, even though I am up. I don't know why he was yelling at me to wake up. I was up. So then I woke up a little bit more, and I'm on the ground in the back room in the Panera with a bunch of people around me. Basically, everyone who was in the restaurant was in there with me, right? And my brother got right up to my face, and by the way, I don't know what the fuck he was eating beforehand. I don't know what he was eating, drinking, I don't know what, but he had this disgusting ass breath. And basically, the gist of what he told me was that he found the cure to cancer. Again! He thought he found the cure to cancer again. And come to find out, I find out what this little concoction was that last time he thought it was beer. Okay, last time he thought the cure to cancer was beer. So I was dying to figure out what concoction he thought that the cure to cancer was. It turns out he thought it was a mix of liquidized onions. First of all, how the fuck do you... Never mind, I'll get to that later. Liquidized onions, cocaine, and fetus water. Let's start with the liquidized onions. I don't know why it had to be specifically liquidized, I guess, for the vaccine part of it, but I don't know why onions. Why onions? Onions have no nutrients that have been shown to cure cancer. Then there's the cocaine. Cocaine is nothing but bad for you, besides just making you feel good. And then what the fuck is fetus water? Fetus water. I don't even know what a fetus water could be. I don't want to know what fetus water could be. I don't want to figure that out. But it doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. Anyways, whatever. The main point was that he quote-unquote found the cure to cancer. Now, you might be asking yourself, why was he being chased by the police? Now, at the time I didn't know, but, now I've gotten the full story, most of the story. Not the full story, but, enough to where it's just okay, it makes sense why he was being chased. The first part had to do with the cocaine. Now, I'm almost entirely sure, the police are entirely sure that he stole it. And he got pulled over, and he was found with all the cocaine. So, what he did was he shot the police officer that pulled him over, and he just booked it down. Right? So, yeah. That's how he started getting chased. And then the reason why they were so aggressive is because they found out that he had something to do with the fetus water. Yet again, I don't know what fetus water is. Whatever it is immoral to have, and probably immoral on how you get it. So, yeah, I don't want to know what it is, but I think the way you get that fetus water is probably in some sort of way that's probably immoral, and I don't want to figure it out. So, anyways, now after he's done telling me all this, or he didn't tell me that last part, but you know what I mean. He after he's done telling me what his cure to cancer was, he picks up his assault rifle that he had on the ground, and he starts pointing it at me and yelling at the cops that he has hostages. He's not afraid to shoot them. Now, me personally, I am terrified because my brother is a deranged sicko who would probably do something like shooting me. But luckily for me, there were other hostages. And even though I'm not sure what my brother would do, I'm not sure if he would shoot me or not. I was sure about one thing, that he would rather kill a bunch of random people that he doesn't know than people he does know. So that's what he did. He started killing all the hostages. I make that sound like as though he killed them. No, he killed them off one by one. He killed each one, like, individually, right? And at first I thought, okay, the police have to stop him eventually. He's gonna stop at some point. No, he killed all the hostages before he got to me and my partner, right? So now it's just down to me and my partner. We're the only two hostages left. And, like, now, honestly, I knew, knowing him, he actually likes my partner. Like, most people do. But, and I had a feeling if it came down to shooting either me or my partner, he would probably shoot me, because I'm not gonna lie, I've made it pretty obvious that I'm pretty uncomfortable to be around him, and that I don't like him, right? Because even though he's a deranged sicko, he's still not entirely stupid. Okay, well, I say that like as though I didn't tell you guys just like 2 minutes ago that he thought the cure to cancer was liquidized onions, cocaine, and fetus water. I say that like as though I say he's not stupid. He's stupid in his own way, okay? That's the best way to describe it. He understands social cues, at least, but he doesn't understand anything else. That's kind of the gist of the kind of guy he is, right? Now, honestly, I thought I was dead because it was down to me and my partner, and I made it obvious in the past that I don't like him. So I thought I was gonna die right there in the back of a Panera Bread. Honestly, would be one of the worst places to die in, because I love Panera, but I don't want to die there. Okay? But then he came right up next to my ear, right? He whispered in my ear, "Listen, man, I'm not gonna kill you. I would never kill family, especially since you're my little bro. I would never do anything to harm you." Now, I let out a huge, big breath of relief, because I thought I was gonna die, and I thought I was maybe gonna make it out of this whole mess unarmed. But then he said, "Except this one time, because I do need to make this seem more believable, so I'm gonna have to shoot you in the leg." So then he proceeded to step back and pistol whip me in the leg. Now, I'm freaking out, because... Why wouldn't I freak out? I just got shot in the fucking leg. I got shot in the leg. I got shot in the leg. Who wouldn't freak out? I feel like I don't need to explain this one. I tend to over-explain a lot of things, but I don't think I need to over-explain the fact that I got shot in the leg and I was freaking out. I was understandably freaking out because I got shot in the leg. Okay? I got shot in the leg. Okay? I'm freaking out now. So I'm trying to figure out this whole leg mess because I'm bleeding like crazy. And so I look up to my brother, and he starts yelling at the cops and telling them there's only one hostage now, while looking at me with a giant smile and winking at me. Keep in mind, this is the same man who just shot me in the leg, and that I could possibly die from bleeding out. Okay? And he's just over here, smiling and winking at me with his giant thumbs up. Dude, you just shot me. So, you might be thinking, right? Wait a minute. How is he back on the streets again when he very clearly is in a scenario that he can't escape the law from? You know, the whole building's surrounded. And the only thing stopping the police from coming barging in is the fact that he has hostages, right? Well, that's where you're dead wrong. Because you want to know how he got out of this scenario? A giant explosion came from the ceiling with a helicopter and a rope that dropped down, and he just up and left. I don't know why the police didn't shoot him dead while he was hanging up on that rope, because that would make my life so much easier, because now I am aware again that he is out on the streets, probably doing more shit like this. Thankfully, the paramedics came, and they, saved my leg, right? I'm okay now. I went to the hospital. I'm okay now. But now my brother's a free man. And he is probably doing some crazy stuff like that constantly. Like a goddamn weekly villain. Looney Tunes type shit. No. Wrong thing. No, not Looney Tunes. What's the cartoon? Yeah, like the weekly villain. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Fuck you. I got shot in the leg. Feel sympathy for me now. Don't correct me. Anyways. That's basically the gist of what happened. That's why I've been gone. Took that giant hiatus. Because I was getting shot in the leg in the back of Panera. That's what happened. So basically, the gist of it, my month's been terrible. But I expect to see more videos about my brother again because he's a free man. He's just walking the streets. He's moseying around. Probably, just doing something insane like this somewhere else, okay? It's not even the worst of what's happened this month, Or not this event. No, this event was the worst. But, just the other stuff going around the world as well that, just, made this week even worse. No, not this week. Past couple months. These past couple months even worse, You've seen it on the news. You already know what's happening. Not gonna get into it, because this isn't a political channel. But you know what's been happening. Shit's been going down. But anyways, yeah. That's about it for me. Alright, bye. Thanks.
Theodore, I'll go through your basement door. Theodore, I will see the sun no more. Theodore, you stalk me like a dinosaur.